What have I done with my conscience?
So a few years back, actually a little over 10 years ago, I was in charge of the restoration of Squad 51. And we had 6 months to do a complete frame-off restoration, so we hired a firm or a company to do the job, and I oversaw the restoration. We had to have it done in 6 months because it was our fire department's 75th anniversary, and there was a date where this needed to be on display. Plus, we were getting ready to embark on our cross-country tour. So it was a lot of pressure to get the job done. Anyway, when we got it, looked like it was pretty much done, and we needed to take the vehicle back to our museum to go ahead and install the warning lights and all the chrome and the handrails on the utility box and all the detail items. I picked it up at the restoration shop, and I was driving along the 91 freeway, and I noticed some smoke, and then I noticed a little bit more smoke. Pretty soon, this thing was just billowing smoke from underneath the engine compartment. And people were alongside of me honking their horn and yelling that, well, I'm on fire. Well, yeah, I figured I was on fire, but there actually were flames coming out of the bottom of Squad 51. And all I could think of is I gotta make the next off-ramp and get this thing off where I can shut it down and figure out a way to put the fire out before the squad burns to the ground and I become the most hated person in America. So luckily, when I pulled off the freeway, shut the vehicle down, the fire went out. And what had happened is during the restoration and reassembly of the vehicle, one of the transmission lines had been misplaced or pushed in the wrong position, and it rubbed against the frame while I was driving it. And just a few miles is all it took for that transmission line to wear a hole and start leaking transmission fluid onto the exhaust manifold where it ignited and caused all the drama. So luckily I was able to figure out what that was and move that transmission line away from the frame and wrap some tape around it and get it back to the restoration shop to change out that damaged piece of plumbing. And the squad made it to another day. But I tell you, that was a very scary moment for me, given how popular this vehicle is with so many people, including me, and having put 6 months worth of work into restoring it and having it going to be the centerpiece of our 75th anniversary, and just going through my mind what vehicles look like after they burn up. And I didn't think that was going to make a very good centerpiece. But at any rate, it's in good hands regardless of that little mishap, but very few people know about how close Squad 51 came to being a burned out shell. So luckily it didn't happen, and it sits here now today. Still looks good. It's been 10 years since the restoration was completed. There's some nicks and dings and scratches from the cross-country tour and from so many events where it's been showcased. And as long as we have it, we will take good care of it and make sure it looks as good as possible. As well as the the Ward of France that we were working on, getting ready to restore that, we are also planning on doing all the compartments finally on Squad 51. We're gonna go back and repaint all the compartments and go ahead and add all the equipment that was carried on Squad 51, same as we plan on doing on the Ward of France. So stay tuned, and there's more stories out there of mishaps and mayhem and close calls with all of our equipment, and including a couple more with Squad 51. So luckily it's got a good safe home now. We're very cautious on how we display it, and usually we actually trailer it to our events so as to keep the mileage off the vehicle. But it's still looking good, but those of you out there who would like to contribute to the restoration or the maintenance of the squad, again, go to our website, hit the donate button, and put your money towards Squad 51. Help us restore all the compartments and re-equip Squad 51 to what it looked like during the filming of the show. Again, thanks for coming by and taking a look at our video, and we hope to see you at our Bellflower Museum building someday soon.